Good morning, golfers. Welcome to the Ladies' Tee, your show for all golf talk live. We are live this morning in the Bethpage Golf Shop. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good
to see you.
Good morning. We've got two very special guests today. Lori Ann Cerullo, who is the president of the Women's Metropolitan Golf Association.
Morning.
Good morning to you.
Glad to be back.
I've missed you.
Yes, glad to be back.
I've missed being here myself. Oh my gosh, and now I finally get to be next to you again. This is great. And we have a very special guest, Lori Ann. Alexis Hios. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Hios.
Okay, yeah. I was close. Anyway, Alexis is a future golf professional here. She is a highly competitive athlete, not only in the local area, but nationally and now going to be internationally. So we are super excited to get started, digging into your career a little bit. Anyway, Megan Youngman, Director of Instruction here at Bethpage Black in Farmingdale, New York. Let's jump right in. Lori Ann, what's been going on?
Well, you know, we're into the last month of the big season, so we've been doing a lot of our tournaments and having a great time. Obviously, we have folks like Alexis that are playing in some events like the Mid-Am and obviously with the Solheim that just went on and things like that. So we're kind of ready to wrap up our season and also looking at next year. Alexis right now is leading our A Player of the Year at the Women's Metropolitan Golf Association.
Does not surprise me.
Yes, she had a fabulous year.
Yep.
And I thought it would be great for her to talk about how she got into golf and what she's done both at the collegiate level, even in high school, from that perspective, so people understand as we're going into the turn of the golf season, what are the things they could prepare for. So,
are you at the end of your season?
Pretty much. We close
out.
out.
The LPGA amateurs have closed out, but do you guys have any more events?
We have
coming
about
up?
5 more events.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. When do they finish up? Do they wrap up?
Like the 28th or 27th, so I'm hoping it's not too cold. Yeah.
Oh, we should be fine.
We should be all
We've
right.
had such a great season.
Yeah, we do layers.
Oh, listen to Alexis, the player. She's like, bundle up. I don't take this. So, Alexis, just to kind of brag on you just a little bit, because this is kind of my favorite part when I get to talk about my guest.
Yeah.
Winner. First place in the one-day stroke play tournament. These are, by the way, all WMGA events, except the next one I'm going to mention, which is the USGA Mid-Am Qualifier First Alternate, the WMGA Match Play Championship, first place. That was in Ardsley. Stroke Play Champion, winner, women's floorball. We did have some good rounds there. Amazing. You had a fantastic year. And by the way, that's only 2021. I have a 4-page resume on Alexis, which is so impressive. She's at Westchester Country Club, so you're playing out of there now. How long have you been there? Your whole family
been there my whole life.
Oh, you have?
I've grown up there.
Oh, that's huge.
My family's grown up there. My grandparents have been members for a long time.
That's
so
nice.
Golf's a family event for us.
Yeah, so start with, tell us how you even got involved. I mean, obviously the family pressure, but how old were you? Were you in the crib with a putter? How did this work?
Yeah. My grandfather was actually the one who got me into golf. He's an avid golfer, great golfer as well. My grandparents played golf almost every single day, and when I was able to walk, I'd walk around with a flagstick in my hand from the putting green. And then plastic clubs came in, then the smallest U.S. kids clubs you could possibly get. My parents said they tried everything from, putting a baseball bat or basketball, and I went right back to the golf clubs.
You
every
did?
time.
Oh, so they did, kind of give you a little choice.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe for a hot second, they were always going to keep you in golf, I have a feeling.
I was a sporty kid. I liked playing lots of sports, and so I played everything from softball, basketball, and volleyball, and played volleyball.
Multi-sport.
Yeah.
It's so important. We've had a couple of conversations about this in the past and I'm just going to jump in here to kind of go off on a little tangent, but single sport athletes, from infancy is not recommended. Really honing in on your sport. I think you should always have your favorite and something that you pay a little bit more attention to. But all of my athletes that are top competitive junior golfers, we make sure that they have another sport. I've got one right now, drives me nuts because in the fall she's so she's having such a great social time with her tennis team. But I just eagerly wait for those 7 weeks to be over, and then she's mine again. But I love it that she's loving that. You know, I see all her Instagram, you know, pictures and everything, but she has that for fun. She loves doing well with it, but she knows that her heart and soul is here, you know, with golf. So anyway, it's I was too a multi-sport athlete.
I think it's important, especially like throughout, you know, elementary school, middle school, and high school years. I think it's important to be able to learn those other, you know, hand-eye coordination activities. It's one thing that also like kept me in shape for golf season.
There you go.
Was playing. I played volleyball up until my junior year of high school because it was a fall sport, and I just wanted something to keep me in shape, and it was fun. So I was on the varsity team, and then in the spring switched over to golf, and I mean it just keeps you versatile.
Well, I think Lorianne and I are going to, we're going to get vulnerable here and let you know that, Alexis, you're 25, I think. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So everyone will know now I'm 45. Those multi-sport will continue to help your joints in the future because you weren't just a single sport athlete.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, my body thanks me now that I had all of that experience developing all of those muscles in all those other sports. But anyway, so back to when you started to play competitive. How did that come about? Was that just a natural thing?
Yeah, you know, Westchester has a par 3 course. So what was so great was on Saturdays there was par 3 tournaments. And I think I was about 5 years old when I went and played in my first one. I was one of the only girls, so I was playing against all the boys. Played in those for several years, and then around the age of 10, I played in the Maureen Orcott. Was my first tournament. Was the WMGA Maureen Orcott, and I remember like me with my little ping bag, you know, walking down the fairway. The bag was bigger than I was, and I don't remember what I shot. I think it was something in the 90s, which I thought was pretty good for a 10-year-old. And from there, I caught the bug, and I was put into Met PGA Junior events, you know, every WMGA event I could play in, and that just carried on through.
And you probably made some significant friendships over the years.
Yes.
You know, and seeing other girls play, I think that this is part of our conversation today. You know, ladies, having other ladies, you know, in your environment is very, very important. You know, I had in fact, as an adult, I had a lady, she's actually a student of mine, and she came to the driving range for one of the first times, and she was standing by the gate, and I happened just to walk around the building and come out of my office, and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And she says, "I think I'm going to leave." I said, "Well, did you just get here, or did you already hit balls?" She says, No, I haven't hit balls yet. But she was nervous, you know, and honestly, I looked at the range. She said, "Aren't there any other ladies here?" And at that moment, there weren't. They were coming, though. And of course, in and out throughout the day, but right then, and it was very nerve-wracking. So, you know, as a junior golfer or as a lady in the WMGA, it's super important to see other ladies playing, and I'm sure that you had some experience with that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I grew up playing mostly with the boys, and, you know, the only women I had to play with at the time were my mom and my grandmother.
But you did get to see them play.
I got to see them play, yes.
Yeah.
And
that's why moms need to take their daughters out to play.
Absolutely.
And moms need to play if your child's learning golf.
It's a thing my mom and I do all the time now. You know, we'd always have, you know, even with my grandmother, we'd do a girls' day. And it would be my mom, my grandmother, and I. And my sister plays a little bit as well, and she's pretty good. And so it became a big family thing that, you know, we all started doing. And then when I went to go play in WMGA events, I was like, there's more. There's more girls out there that play that I can compete with. And a lot of them became some of my like best friends. And I went off to college, and we played in college against one another. And you know, even though after college we may not have all gone the same path, we all still see each other and still go play golf.
All the qualifiers and everything.
Right.
Yeah. But you went to Towson.
I went to Towson.
Right? So we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to talk to Alexis about her college years and playing college golf at Towson. I mean, I know for myself that college golf was it. So we can't wait to hear about it. We will be right back in just a moment.
Spine Care Technologies is an amazingly innovative medical device company. Their flagship product, the Extend Track Elite, is world-renowned among pain management centers, sports medicine experts, physical therapists, and chiropractors. Spine Care Technologies is dedicated to improving sports performance by relieving acute, chronic back pain and its disabling effects. The ExtendTrack Elite is FDA cleared, non-surgical, drug-free, and has been praised by health professionals around the world for its excellent clinical results in treating low back pain. Learn more at spinecaretechnologies.com.
The all-new Hyperflex from FootJoy is tuned for golf, with every detail designed and developed with the golfer in mind. Starting at the top, it looks awesome. The fresh material on the upper provides a great fit that forms to your foot and is fully waterproof. Next, the all-new Rapid Fit system ensures a dialed-in, precision fit, wrapping your foot in complete security. It offers incredible comfort with the new Stratofoam midsole, coupled with the OptiFlex outsole so that the shoe and the foot move in unison, whether walking or swinging. Available now in laced and the new Rapid Fit system. Shop now at footjoy.com.
Hey, have you guys seen the new TaylorMade driver? Introducing the TaylorMade Sim 2. Built differently around a forged aluminum ring that shifts weight in new ways. They made it so long and forgiving, golfers can't wait for their next chance to tee off. Sim 2 gives every golfer the confidence to swing away every time they step up to the tee. Only from TaylorMade.
Welcome back to the Ladies' Tee. We are live here with Alexis, and we are talking a little bit about her career. Before we went to commercial break, Alexis was just explaining that she had gone to Towson University. How was that? How did Towson even happen?
It's funny.
I mean, that's a great college.
Yeah.
Campus, everything.
It was funny. I actually hadn't heard of Towson, being from Rye, New York. So I had gone to college recruiters to help me. It was
okay.
The college golf process is I think the recruiting process period is just, it's kind of daunting. It's a little scary, and then it's very exciting at the same time. But we didn't really know where to start.
So where did you start? That's good for our listeners.
On a website called NCSA. And started there. Came up with a golf resume. They helped me out a lot. And my coach contacted me through that website and had looked at my profile. And from there, I was playing on the IJGT a lot, the International Junior Golf Tour. And they had a college recruiter to help with, with students who are looking to play college golf. And she kind of helped enhance the process. I'd reached out to my coach at Towson and started conversations. And she was just... I went to Towson, obviously. The school was great, but the golf team and the golf program and my coach was really what sold me. It was a very much of a family-oriented environment with a very organized practice, organized schedule, and everyone was, my teammates, my coach, everyone was trying to build each other up. So...
Great.
That's what I loved about Towson.
Sure. Well, tell me a little bit about your when you were recruited, and how much did social media play in this? With my student athletes, I always say, okay, you need to have your friend Instagram page, but we have to have a golf page that is specific to your golf, because these coaches, the first thing they're going to do is stalk you on social media.
Yes.
And if you have a mixture, of some of your personal photos and, which can go either way, it's in the eye of the beholder of your opinions, Right. So if a coach sees something that they're not necessarily thinking is specific to the type of, they may make judgments, is what I'm saying, and say that that's not our culture here. That's not what what we stand for. If you're standing out there in your bathing suit, just on a boat having a great day, that doesn't belong necessarily on your Instagram. How much of an effect was that for you?
Well, it was funny. So social media wasn't really. I mean, it was Facebook. It was a thing when I was in.
It was about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say the Instagram aspect of things didn't really take over until my senior year of high school, and by that time, we were still trying to figure out what posting and what to post, and so having a golf Instagram wasn't even a thought. It was always, you should always make sure you're not posting anything that you wouldn't want your family to see, or you wouldn't want a coach or teacher to see. So, social media wasn't really much of a thing for me when it came to college, but once I was in college, that's when it kind of picked up a little bit more.
Right.
And then, of course, after college, that's when I realized, I'm like, I should probably have a golf Instagram.
Well, in your golf Instagram, I stalked you.
Yep. I see it. I see it
Your
every day.
Instagram is awesome.
Yep.
I really enjoy it. I love the thing I love most is you and your dad.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. I love it that he's still a part of your career.
Oh, big time.
And has always probably played such a big role, in your golf. So what does after college look like? You're here.
Yeah.
What's happened since college? I mean, so you get done with college golf, and have you considered LPGA Tour? Have you considered, going professional as a player? Because obviously, you both Kelly and I, and we've chosen different routes. Kelly's back playing now. She's always been a good golfer, even when she's not training. But she's back playing, and there's so many different competitive outlets now throughout your whole career. So what does it look like for you now?
Yeah, so after college, I did try to play on tour for a little while. Unfortunately, the year after college, I had an injury, so I wasn't able to compete that summer. The following summer, I went to Q school, competed in stage 1. It was probably one of the greatest experiences of my life. I unfortunately missed making the cut to the final day by 1 stroke. But decided that I wasn't going to give up on it. Spent my winters in Florida, summers in New York. Winters in Florida, trained. I have a trainer down there, worked with my coach, played on the minor league tour, which is a men's tour, but they do allow women to play. And, worked at it. 2020, of course, COVID hit. They canceled Q school, so had to spend another winter working. And then kind of had the realization this year that playing LPGA just really wasn't for me, and I have a passion for talking about golf and teaching golf and getting more women to play and girls, and realized that maybe going, the PGM or LPGA teaching and becoming a club pro route was what was right for me. And so I've started to pursue that, and I'll be doing that this winter, and I'm really excited about the slight career change. It still allows me to keep playing competitively. And
it does. You have your section championships. You've got obviously your qualifiers that you have participated in. You've got I hear today, Lorianne, you can speak to this, the Kerry Cup is coming up. Is that coming up?
It's coming
that's
up,
an international tournament.
And
it's the first time a women's team. Explain this to us.
Yeah, so the Kerry Cup was actually thought by Governor Kerry years ago. And so with that, it was always with men. And so what they had decided to do this year was to invite women. And so it's a 4-women group, and Alexis, as well as Noelle Martz, and Ina Kim Shad, who's on our board, and she was a speaker once, as well as Megan Ghani are going to be there. I'm going to look at my notes
what
here,
a team.
The 12th and the 13th.
Alexis.
And at the Carlton House. And it was first played in 1990, and then Hugh Carey, hence the name, he envisioned this match, and it was kind of a Ireland-U.S. type of thing, and it alternates every 2 years, or is it 2 years or years? The French-American is 2. I think this is every year. And so this is the first year that they're having women participate, and Alexis is part of the team, so we're excited.
That's fantastic. When is this?
We leave next Friday.
Oh, it's soon.
Oh, yeah.
And this is in Ireland?
It's in Ireland.
And they're allowing you all the travels so far, so good?
So far, so good.
Just so you can get back, right?
Right. Yeah,
It's not necessarily going anymore.
But
back.
It's great, and Alexis didn't tell you that was it specifically marketing was your college
advertising
degree? Advertising. So she has been a help to the WMGA in having us incorporate ourselves into the social media world, and of course she's going to give us the photos and insights and stuff like that. So on the WMGA Instagram, we'll be doing photos from those guys playing next week.
Great. So we got to look for that. Don't you have a Facebook page as well?
We have a Facebook page, and we have an Instagram page, and we also have a junior Instagram page.
Very nice.
We do with the juniors. And just as a quick side note for what Alexis talked about before, the Marine Arcot and the girls junior open that we hold, you do not even have to have a handicap, and our juniors don't pay any annual dues or anything like that. So it is great, as Alexis says, to, if you want to start learning or working in a competitive world, we have 9 holes and 18-hole tournaments on those two, and as Alexis said, it just gives you the chance to see what a competitive environment is, and then some of them
Without
say,
needing to be competitive.
And you don't have to invest a lot at that point. But then if you get the bug, it is
until you get out there and you see, oh my gosh, well, because we always see competitive players and we think of what we see on TV,
right?
All the good shots. They're not going to show you unless it's something
really was bad,
awful. They're not going to show you those poor shots, but they are showing you the good shots. So when I think when anybody thinks, especially as an adult, getting competitive, they think of that. I mean, I've even had some of my juniors, they that haven't played yet. You know, PGA Junior League is a really great transition to getting into competitive play. But I mean, I would have a 9-year-old, and this happens often, and I'm just taking for granted that, hey, we're going to go into our first tournament, and you know, he or she'll look at me and say, well, are all those people going to be there? And they think that it's what they see on TV, that there's going to be a line of people when they're teeing off and they're scared to hit them. You know, I've had adults mention to me before, well, who goes to these tournaments? And I say, nobody.
No, don't worry. You're
just going to play with your friends and turn in your scorecard, and it's actually going to count this time.
And I do have to say one thing about Alexis that I just absolutely, well, first of all, I'm in awe of her game. But Alexis, as she had said, she likes, you know, really promoting it. She will play with anybody. I mean, there's certain people who say, well, I'm so good, I don't want to play with someone who has a high handicap. Alexa's like, come on. I've had her to my club, and I'm like, she hits a drive. I'm like, okay, I'll meet you at the green. Give me a little time. I'll get there. But she's, you know, she really does encourage. She was actually one of the instructors at our Girls to the Tee that we had in Westchester. She helped out when we had 148 young girls from the ages of 6 to 18. It was really big. And the girls love it. And Alexis really does, you know, talk the talk and walk the walk. She's
going to have some great advice when we play my favorite segment, Let's Hit It, after this next commercial break. So we'll be right back.
Thanks.
If you suffer from low back pain, joint stiffness, or sciatica due to herniated disc or acute facet joint problems, you need to know about a spine therapy device called ExtendTrack Elite. ExtendTrack Elite incorporates multi-axis spinal positioning, traction, and joint and soft tissue mobilization. Your doctor or therapist can use ExtendTrack Elite to move your body into pain-relieving, therapeutic positions that keep your body relaxed as your spine is mobilized. Learn more about ExtendTrack Elite at SpineCareTechnologies.com.
Ever hit that one perfect iron shot and think, well, that's the one shot that will keep me coming back? Well, why does it have to be one shot? Why can't it be 5, 10, or even 50 shots that keep you coming back? That was TaylorMade's inspiration when they designed the all-new TaylorMade Sim 2 irons. Their unique cap-back design is engineered for more forgiveness, more distance, more often. Feel what it's like to play with better irons with the all-new Sim 2s from TaylorMade.
FootJoy sets the standard for golf shoe performance and style in 2021 with the all-new Premier Series, inspired by golf shoes of the past, but supercharged for today's game. Designed in collaboration with the world's best players like Justin Thomas, Adam Scott, and Max Homa, the Premier Series features classic styling with premium waterproof leathers and great details that exude craftsmanship. That is complemented by state-of-the-art comfort and performance features like the VersaTrax Plus outsole. Learn more about the Premier Series at footjoy.com. Hey golfers! Most of you have heard about the championship golf course at Bethpage Black, but it surprises me how many people don't know that there are 4 other courses. Not everyone needs to be a scratch golfer to play at Bethpage. The other 4 courses are set up for beginners, women, juniors, and high handicappers alike. After golf, visit our 4,000 square foot pro shop where every item down to golf balls are logoed with the Bethpage Black logo. Visit BethpageGolfCourse.com for more info or to shop online.
Welcome back. We are here live with Alexis, oh my gosh, and Lorianne Trullo, and we're going to play my favorite segment, Let's Hit It, but now we have a special guest, and she is a fantastic player. I won't even say fantastic. She's an excellent player. So, Alexis, I want to talk a little bit, especially coming off the Ryder Cup. You know, we saw the wall, Lake Michigan.
Yep.
Those winds were gusting. We saw a lot of balls hit greens, and they would continue to roll off the back of the greens. They could not hold those greens that were on the water side. Beautiful, but tough conditions.
Right.
So when we're faced with high wind play, you know, we have to think there. I guess it's a lot to unpack. We've got headwind, we've got downwind, we've got swirling wind, we got changing wind by the time I get over my ball to when I'm going to take my backswing. What would be some of your advice for playing in the wind?
I think you keep it simple. You have to commit to your shot. Once you had your game plan, you pick your club in your hand, you've decided the yardage you're going to play, you've realized the wind's either coming at you, helping you, or swirling. Once you're over the ball, you can't do anything after that. Commit to your shot, hit the shot you intend to play, and, you know, wherever it goes from there, you can always make an up and down. That's the way I see it.
Can't put yourself. You can't. I tell my students too. You can't put that pressure on yourself that you're going to fight the wind. You have to play it.
You can't control.
Put it up there and let it go.
Yeah. You can't control the natural surroundings, but you can control the thoughts in your head, and you can control your golf swing. Mm-hmm. Once the ball is up in the air, it's Mother Nature's taking it.
How do you calculate for, you know, what's kind of your methodology in wind helping or wind hurting? Is it usually up a club, a little bit more left to right when you see the flag is going? What do you do in your calculation there?
I mean, I'll typically look at the flag on the green first. You know, everyone throws the grass.
So for our listeners, you know, you want to pull a little bit of grass out of the ground, get it loose in your fingertips, and then throw it up in the air, and you're going to see which way that the grass falls. It's light enough that the wind's going to affect that and give you some kind of read on the wind direction.
So I mean, you know, I always throw grass up in the air. I mean, over every shot almost. It's become a habit now. Yep. I always look at the flag stick, because ultimately that's where your ball's ending up. And then I'll always look if there's trees around. Of course, on a links course, it could be a little difficult. I'll always look at the tops of trees just to see how hard the wind is blowing that high up.
You have to look at the tops of the trees. I think a lot of players aren't looking at that. When we're on a par 3 especially, once you get that ball up in the air, if it's above the tree line, that wind, the trees are protecting you down there. Right. But you got to think about the wind flying, you know, above the trees. Another thing, my last piece of advice for this is don't swing harder. Again, don't fight the wind. Swing easy when it's breezy. Yep. I mean, some of these phrases have been along for years for a reason.
That's what my coach in college would always say.
I love it.
It's breezy, swing easy.
Yeah. Alexis, thank you so much for being here. Lorianne Trullo.
My pleasure.
Oh my gosh, it's great to be back with you.
Great to see you.
I feel like it's been forever. Hey, we want to thank our sponsors for sure. TheGolfInstitute.com has now taken on a new name called Birdie Spot. So we've got birdiespot.com, Birdie Spot Radio, coming soon as Birdie Spot Magazine. When you go on birdiespot.com, you can actually watch this broadcast live. You're going to actually see us in studio. It's super fun. So hopefully all of you out there can see us. And again, if you want to call into the studio, it's 631-955-5400. Also, online on birdiespot.com, when you're watching us live, if you don't want to call into the radio studio, we've got a box there right next to your viewfinder, and you can type me a question, and we're going to get to it during the live broadcast. So that's pretty cool. It's coming right into my computer here, as you see right in front of me. Titleist, thank you. TaylorMade, thank you. Jay Lindenberg for addressing Kelly Brook. Thank you. FootJoy, Spine Care Technologies. You put us on the air. You keep us on the air. We couldn't do this without you. Coming up next is Justin Koff and Dan Frankel with Little Sticks, and I will be back with Faults and Fixes at 8:30 a.m. We'll see you then.
Thanks.
Thanks.